Hello. Jay Nail here with a whole lot of fight news. Early fights, daytime fights, morning fights happening tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get into it. Go ahead, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the notification buttons and go ahead and like, and please comment down below. I appreciate all of the support. Now, real quick, we are seeing Bellator 269 in Moscow tomorrow morning about 9:30 a.m. here in the West Coast. So please check your local listing to see so you do not miss the king, living legend, Mr. Fedor because I just watched an interview and that's how you say it. Fedor Emelianenko. I'm choosing him to beat Tim Johnson in what may be his last fight. This is what he said. I have a feeling that if he goes out on a big win here, he is 45 years old. Yes, he has retired in the past, but being that he's 45, you let me know what you think. We'll make a little prediction. If he wins, especially in like spectacular fashion, do you think that he will go ahead and retire? If not, do you think he'll want to go out on a win? I think if he wins here, especially in spectacular fashion, I actually do think he'll retire, especially because he is in Moscow. Let me know what you think. Let's go ahead and root for the king, Mr. Emelianenko. Now, next up, we are seeing Bellator. We're seeing UFC Fight Night Vegas 41. Now, I will be making 2 additional picks for this main card tomorrow, probably about an hour or 2 right before the fight that starts at 1 p.m. apparently. So let me someone let me know if it's 1 p.m. for the prelims or for the main card. I'm not quite sure. Either way, this is also an early event, 1 p.m. for us here in the West Coast. So please go ahead and check your local listings, and I will do 2 additional picks right before the fight. So please go ahead and subscribe to all my other platforms so you can get all the additional picks and information. So getting into it, top 3 fights on the card. I am choosing Jocelyn Edwards to beat Jessica Rose Clark. This is the one that I'm going back and forth on the most. This might be the one, if I do renege, it would be this one. Next up, co-main event, I'm choosing Grant Dawson to beat Ricky Glenn. Now, main event, so much drama surrounding this one. And Lord, even before the weigh-in started, and that's where the drama's coming from. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We are seeing, I believe, the number 2 or 3 ranked Paulo Costa. Yeah, because I believe Robert Whitaker is ranked number 1. Paulo Costa taking on Marvin Vettori, who I believe is ranked number 5. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. This is the middleweight division supposed to be. I do believe this is going to be a banger. This is definitely a fight that could be fight of the night. We'll see how this goes, the condition that especially Paulo's in. Paulo, who is Muay Thai based, also has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He is a bit thicker than Marvin is. They will be around the same length. Marvin Vettori, of course, he's kind of a jack of all trades. He kind of started with the wrestling and striking, everything kind of put together at the same time. He is a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's the more accurate fighter, Marvin, that is. As far as who's faster, I'm not quite sure. I believe Marvin will be slicker with his offense, but I'm not quite sure who's going to be faster. I do know who's probably going to be first, and that's going to be Paulo. If you're Marvin, you don't want that to happen. You need to be first. You need to fight him in his chest. You need to push him, go backwards, and make him hesitant to fire, because Paulo, when he gets going, is a downhill snowball. Paulo, I would fight him directly in his chest, walk him down, make him fight off his back feet, be first, fast, and early. If you can get Marvin off kilter early in the fight, you can keep him there. Now, this fight could end in a knockout. They both have submission victories, but I think you're more likely to see that from Marvin than Paulo, but actually, I don't know. This is 5 rounds. It could go all 5 rounds. I have no idea how this fight's going to go down, but I do think it should be exciting. Now, I am picking Paulo I believe if he protects himself, keeps his hands up, doesn't just go in blind and trying to prove a point, especially after what happened with his last fight, I do believe that he can get Marvin off of his game early and keep him there. Initiate the exchanges, which means he'll get the better of the exchanges. And I do think he's more powerful. And again, I think he might be a bit faster, but I'm not sure, because again, I think that Marvin's going to be slicker. I think he's going to have more accurate striking, which might make up for the fact that he might not be quite as fast. Also, Marvin, with the head movement, his defense is probably going to be a bit better as well. So, Paulo, when you come in, you have to keep your hands up. Try a little bit of wrestling. Let's see what happens with that black boot in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because I think you'll be physically stronger than him on the ground. So there's those reasons, but really, I think he's going to be bigger and stronger than him because he's going to come in way overweight. Let's go ahead and talk about the controversy real quick. So this is supposed to be at 185. They're middleweights. About, 4 or 5 days ago, Paulo said, I'm not going to be able to make 185. Can we do it catch weight 195? Or that's what they agreed upon. Then all of a sudden, as we find out, I think as of today, he can't make 195. So this is actually going to be at 205, 20 pounds heavier, when you have Marvin, who was already on pace to make 185. So even though Marvin, I believe, weighed in at 204, something like that, correct me if I'm wrong, and you had Paulo, who weighed in at 205 or 206, Paulo is still going to be quite a bit bigger than him in the fight, because he had to cut down to that. There were reports that he was as big as 218 at the beginning of this week. So he's going to be bigger than him. And unless he's completely let himself go, because Paulo's body type, his body composition, there's not a lot of fat there. So he's the type of person who you're not shedding 30 pounds of water weight in a week. So I get it when he said 4 days ago, look, I'm not making 185, because he doesn't have that type of body mass. So I think he's just going to flat out be bigger and stronger. And that's completely unfair. Completely unfair. Because again, Marvin was on his way to 185. So even though he's 206, it's not the type of workable weight that you would want, right? A lot of water weight, a lot of other things there. It's not like he's been dealing. It's not the same thing. And it's unfair. And cutting weight is step one. And the fact that he couldn't do that, Paulo that is just unprofessional. I don't know. Someone let me know what happened. Did he get sick? Because I always, exception for that. Did he get sick? Mental illness as well, as far as like, death in the family, mental anguish, should I say. So all of those things, of course, those things happen. Someone let me know what it was though. And of course, we know we had the incident before that when he fought Izzy, and he said that he entered the octagon drunk. Yeah. The fight happened at like 6 a.m. because they were over across the sea. And apparently he drank a whole bottle of wine at like midnight. And then the fight was at like 5. And apparently he wasn't hungover, but actually still drunk. Who would even drink a whole bottle of wine like 5 hours before your first title fight anyway? Seems like there's some unprofessionalism there. I don't know. Somebody might need like a 24-hour helper like John Jones or something. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Either way, picking Paulo. That's the end of this video. And go ahead and give me all your picks. Again, that's Bellator 269. We have the man, Mr. Fedor Emelianenko, taking on Tim Johnson. And give me all your picks for that entire Bellator card. I actually haven't looked at that whole thing. I might have some additional Bellator picks as well. And of course, give me all of your picks on UFC Fight Night Las Vegas 41, y'all. And of course, the controversy of Paulo Costa can't seem to keep it together. Subscribe, like, talk to me, take care, and goodbye.